Okay, here we are again. Welcome. We're talking about the Enchiridion, in this case the translation called How to Be Free by Professor A. Long, Epictetus's work. And I'm assuming that if you watch this you have seen the previous videos, but if not, I'm talking about Stoicism. And today's chapter is a very short one. It's a single sentence. But this one is profound and a very important aspect of Stoicism. And I think one that we can all benefit from. So without further ado, Chapter 8. Don't ask for things to happen as you would like them to, but wish them to happen as they actually do, and you will be alright. I really like this one. It's so short, it's so to the point, and it's beautiful. How often have you found yourself wishing for all sorts of things? I wish I had a better job, I wish I had a beautiful wife or a great husband, or I wish I had children, I wish I did not have children, I don't care. I wish I had a better car, I wish I had a magnificent giant house, I wish I had more friends than I do, I wish I had less friends than I do, I wish I was not this old, I wish I was older, I wish I was younger, I wish all of these things. I wish I had this pen, or I wish I had that. Yeah, about that. Unfortunately, many things in life happen the way they are, and there is nothing we can do about it. Well, that could be the end of this video, but let's try to continue a little bit on this, because I find this a really important topic. People wish for all sorts of things. Everybody does that. It's normal. I wish they would extend my contract. I wish they would, But think about it. A lot of the times when we wish for these things, that is not up to us. It is not up to us to determine that we deserve that. I wish I got a raise. Yeah, who wouldn't? Who would not wish they made $1 million a year or a week? But we don't, right? And now I don't want to get into the argument of you can do whatever you want. Yeah, sure. You can make all your dreams come true. You can do whatever you want. You can become a millionaire. All you need to do is have a great idea. This is, to me, there's a fantastic Monty Python sketch where they do all sorts of demonstrations and they say how to play the flute. Well, you put it in your mouth, you blow it, and you move your fingers rhythmically. Boom, you're playing the flute. Yeah, of course. You can do whatever you want. Sure. This is not a motivational speech. Believe that, do whatever you want. You're 98 years old, you want to become a medical doctor. Sure, do it. Go back to university. I'm good with all of that. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make, that Epictetus is trying to make, and that I'm trying to convey here is, it's not really up to us whether these things happen, is it? You work super hard in your job. You are good. You should get a raise. But then you don't get it, your colleague gets it. Getting that raise was not really up to you, was it? It never was. Of course you should do your work as well as you can. Of course you should be as nice a person as you can be. I'm not arguing that. Of course you should. The Stoics are not saying you should just do whatever the hell you want, it doesn't matter. No. That's not what we're saying. But what I'm saying is, it's not really up to you. You can wish it, but it's not up to you. Your brain uses glucose. Your brain uses oxygen to process things, to think, to perceive. The thoughts you have, or your cognition, that's all energy being used in your brain. And that's great. But wishing for things that are outside of your control are just a waste of glucose and oxygen in your brain. Because it's not up to you. We started out by saying this, the very first chapter in the textbook, or in this book that we're going through. Sorry, I got into instructor mode and I said textbook. I mean, this book that we're reading. First chapter. Some things are within your control and some things are not. And this ties in with another chapter we've talked about already. Even if you wish for things that are within your control, you may still be disappointed because you may still not get them. So I absolutely love how Epictetus expresses this. Don't ask for things to happen as you would like them to, but wish them to happen as they actually do, and you will be all right. And that's fantastic. Instead of wishing for, let's stick to this example of the raise at work. Instead of wishing for a raise, do your best, but don't expect anything. Don't expect I'm going to get a raise, I'm going to get this out of it, I'm going to get a promotion, I'm going to get a better job. No. That will happen if it happens. And if you approach life that way, the road is right there. The great way opens up before you. Because you're not wishing for anything. You're accepting things as they go. You're accepting things as they come. You're accepting things as they are. So you shouldn't be wishing for things outside of your control. You should wish for things to be exactly the way they are. Because if you do that, then you're never disappointed because they already are the way they are. And then you say, yeah, well, what if I'm chronically diseased? I have some sort of chronic disease. Should I wish that I'm chronically diseased? Yeah, that's difficult. That's very difficult. And I'm sorry. But even then, and we will come to this somewhere in this book, even then, your thoughts are up to you. Even then. I'm not saying it's easy, and nobody would wish to have a chronic disease. Obviously. But it's not up to you. You have that disease. So either you curl up into a ball, or you accept it and live your life as well as you can. Now again, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying, oh yeah, well that solves it. No, I understand that. I understand that. But things are the way they are. Things will or will not happen. You will get your raise, you will get your promotion, you will get your wonderful ideal spouse, you will have your children, or you won't. And if you get upset over not getting something that you desire, but that is not up to you, then that is pointless. You are wasting your time, you are wasting your energy. If I want a cup of tea right now, I wish for tea, that's simple. I just need to open that door, walk to the kitchen, make some tea. I can do this. This is within my control. Getting a raise or getting a better job, that is not 100% within my control, right? And I think we can combine, connect this to a psychological concept. People who are depressed often ruminate. And when a psychologist says ruminate, what they mean is they keep thinking about things. So for example, when something bad has happened to them, most people who are not depressed, when something bad happens to you, you feel bad for a little bit, but then you move past it. But someone who is depressed ruminates and keeps going back to that event in their mind. Oh, this was so terrible, and then he said this, and she said that, and this was horrid, and then this happened, and then the thing happened, and they go back to it again and again and again, and this becomes a vicious cycle, and you just go down. Right? So you keep going over things, mulling over things, and that will lead nowhere. It won't get you anywhere. You know what does get you somewhere? Not doing that. Yeah, that's easier said than done. But that is a matter of practice, and doesn't matter whether you consider this an exercise in Stoicism. If you were to undertake psychotherapy, they would tell you the exact same thing. You have to change that thought pattern. You have to stop thinking the way you are thinking. You're continuously making things negative for yourself. And by repeatedly replaying that negative movie, you're going to stay in a negative mood. That cycle has to end. Yeah, easier said than done, I understand that. But again, when you are ruminating, you are wishing for things to happen as you would like them to. Otherwise you wouldn't be ruminating. Yes, but it was so bad and this and that happened. This should have happened. I should have said this. He should not have done that. I wish this and that had not happened. Yeah, well it did. Into each life, some rain's gotta fall. That's how it is. It doesn't matter what you wanted to happen, what you wanted to say, what you wanted the other person to do or not do, or say or not say. They didn't do that, and that is not within your control. It has happened. The only thing you can do is accept that it has happened and move on as well as you can. And sometimes something bad, really bad, may happen to you, but even then, you have to move on, because the only alternative is not existing anymore. And I can tell you right now, that's not a good alternative. So don't wish for things to happen as you would like them to happen, but instead wish them to happen as they actually do. If you can accept that, it's how it is. And you can accept reality as it is. And again, you may be in a situation where your reality is unpleasant. I'm sorry. But then too, the only option you have is to accept that reality and move on, or to stop existing. And that's not that great either. This, I find, a very important chapter in Epictetus's work. It's very important. And this is really a skill that you need to practice. Accepting things as they are. Would it make sense for me to get really angry about a mean YouTube comment? It happened. It's already there. I could wish that it had not happened, but it did. Not within my control. And as we have said a number of times before now, if it's not within my control, what do you want me to do about it? I can't do anything. So, accept reality as it is. And when you do that, I think you will find freedom. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye-bye.